Hey YouTube, AZ5LS coming at you today. This is part 5 of So You Want to Start Reloading. And today I'm going to be talking about scales. You got to have scales. You got to be able to check and make sure that your powder measures are throwing accurately to what you want. I'm kind of old school. I prefer the balance beam, which is what you're looking at there. This is my Lyman Pro 500. It's got 505 grain capacity. It's just a basic scale, nothing fancy at all. If you go back and look at some videos, I did a video about comparing this to the Lee scale. The Lee scale is probably the low end of the scale price-wise that you can get. You can get them new online, I think, for like $25, $29 plus shipping, and it's a good scale. They're both very accurate. You want to be able to make sure that when you buy a scale that it's for reloading. All the measurements and stuff for reloading are in grains for both your powder and your bullet weights. If you're going to choose to go with a digital scale, make sure that it specifically says that it can do grains. And on a digital scale, GR does not mean grains. More times than not, that means grams, and grams are not grains. They're not equal, and you'll have one hell of a mess on your hands. So make sure it specifically spells out that it will weigh in grains. And make sure that it measures at least to 1/10 of 1 grain. Okay, you want it to be that accurate, because a lot of times the recipe will call for 25.6 grains of gunpowder, and that 6 is 1/10 of a grain, or 6/10 of a grain. So you want to make sure that that scale is accurate enough to break out 1/10 of a grain or better. On that video I did earlier comparing the Lee and the Lyman, I had a YouTuber by the name of the Hobbyist Channel do a video response to me on his RCBS Rangemaster scale setup, and when he did it, it turned out to be very accurate. I was pleasantly surprised. Good video. Go over and check out his channel. Check out that video response he did to me on that scale. For a digital scale, it's pricey, but it's accurate. The $10 digital scales you see, I can almost guarantee you are not going to weigh out in grains and not going to be very accurate at all. So be very careful about what you get. But you got to get a scale. You got to have one. A nice accessory to go along with the scale is a powder trickler, especially if you're going to be loading single stage and you're weighing out each cartridge load. You can throw a little bit light and then fill it up and bring it up to spec with the powder trickler. They're real nice. You just put powder in here and you turn this, and it's threaded on the inside, and it will drop in pieces of gunpowder one by one until you get the weight that you want on your scale. These are like 15, 20 bucks. If you don't have the money for that, grab yourself a rifle cartridge or a bigger cartridge, put some powder in that, and then just like that, just sit here and roll this, or tap it out a little bit at a time to drop in enough powder to bring your charge up to weight. There's a little tip for you. You got a 30-06 laying around, or a 357 or 44 mag case, those will work too. So whatever you got, use what you got, but get yourself a scale, get yourself a good one. It doesn't really pay to go cheap. You can feel confident using the Lee scale. It's a very accurate scale for the least amount of money. But you know, an accurate scale doesn't mean you have to pay huge dollars for it either. So like I said, I'm old school. I prefer the balance beam. I just feel they're more accurate and easy to use and less expensive. Like a lot of us out there, I'm not made out of money. So there you go. Part 5, talking about scales and powder tricklers. Keep an eye out for Part 6. I believe Part 6 will talk about powder measures. So keep your eyes open, and y'all have a good day. If you have any questions or comments, post them down below, please. And make sure you go check out the Hobbyist channel. I'm going to pull a frog toad here on you. Should be right over here someplace by the time we get done uploading this video. Go check out his channel and his review on that RCBS Rangemaster. You all have a good day. Take care, and remember, keep smiling. Makes people wonder what you've been up to. Bye-bye.